So together, these two regulators probably will throw more light on the in a long-term growth and finance. But in addition, we have a brilliant set of panelists. We have Asif Ibrahim, Chairman, Chittagong Stock Exchange. We have Khalid Qadri, CEO, Brahmar Partners, a private sector which has been engaged for this long-term investment for a long time. We also have Mr. Alamgir Morshed, Executive Director and CEO of ITCOL. As you all know, ITCOL is a public finance institute which has been working for long-term and green growth, I would say green finance here in Bangladesh. We also have Mr. Mahabubur Rahman, CEO, HSBC Bangladesh, who too has been supporting many of our long-term finance, in particularly in the textile sector. We also have another very famous banker, Mr. Ali Reza Iftikhar, Managing Director and CEO of EBL, Eastern Bank Limited. I had the opportunity of working with him very closely, a very bright mind, and we will be hearing from him. We have Mr. Yahya Al-Harthi, Director of Saudi Exim Bank. I also know him personally, and a brilliant mind will be speaking on the opportunities that we can really exploit in terms of accessing long-term finance from our partner organization in Saudi Exim Bank. Another very interesting addition to this panel is Director General, New Development Bank, Dr. DJ Pandian. This is a new international bank, as you all know, and they are contributing, and Bangladesh has been accessing some of the long-term finance as well from new bank. These are the panelists. We would like to hear from them very soon, but the keynote address will be given by someone who has been, I would say, he combines many things. He was once the regulator, a member of the Security Exchange Commission, but he was also the Managing Director and CEO of one of the finance institutions in Bangladesh. Now he is really trying his own luck as a private entrepreneur in the asset management company. So he's a multifaceted mind. Mr. Arif Khan, the Vice Chairman of Shanta Asset Management. So let us start the session with Arif Khan, who I'm sure will be speaking on the long-term opportunities and also the challenges that we are facing in Bangladesh. As you all know, Bangladesh is an evolving story. Bangladesh is a story which is yet to be told. It's an amazing story, mind-boggling story. And we will be hearing from our panelists that story that will reveal another Bangladesh, the Bangladesh which we are aspiring, our father of the nation aspired to be a prosperous golden Bangladesh. So let's start the session with Arif Khan, Vice Chairman, Shanta Asset Management. Arif, thank you. Slide changers. Yeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Session Chair, Commissioner of Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission, Dr. Shamsuddin, Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Abdul Rauf Talukdar Sir, Governor Bangladesh Bank, Honorable Moderator, our dear Atiur Rahman Sir, and all the distinguished panelists here. Everyone sitting here is much more knowledgeable and experienced than me. I happen to be here possibly because of the reason I've been working in capital market arena for quite some time. And I also see our beloved Joshim Bhai, the FBCCI president, everybody, all the distinguished guests, other speakers, panel speakers, media. Welcome all of you to this presentation. Before starting my presentation, I have got a 25 minutes time, so I'll try to cover it in 20 minutes time actually. So before starting my presentation, I start with a very positive note about Bangladesh. I think many of you may not know that in 1971, Bangladesh poverty rate was 73%, meaning that a person's income, per day income, less than $2 at that point in time was the definition of poverty line. So 73% people were under poverty line. And yesterday, our Prime Minister here in her opening session told us that now the poverty rate is 20%. In just 50 years' time, a country achieved that is a remarkable achievement by any standard. Bangladesh also is almost self-sufficient in food production, second largest producer of the garment industry in the entire world, third largest producer of vegetable, fourth largest producer of fish, and sixth largest producer of poultry. So the country is very fertile, so we are very sufficient in our food production, and poverty alleviation is on our way. Before starting, the final point is that Bangladesh GDP in 2008 was 100 billion US dollar. Mind you, in 2008, just 14 years back, we were a $100 billion economy, and today our Prime Minister yesterday also mentioned our GDP is 460 billion. So Bangladesh took 38 years to reach 100 billion economy, but in last 14 years, from 100 billion, we have reached to 460 billion. So with that positive note, we'll start our presentation, and I'm sure we'll show some challenges, and that the topic says that how can we develop long-term markets. So we'll discuss about some challenges and also think about how we can move forward. So you can see here the number I have already mentioned. In the last decade, Bangladesh GDP growth rate was 6.5%. Many countries in the world had not had this kind of GDP growth for a prolonged period of time. And the last year it was 7.1% in 2022. There are forecasts by global players like CEBR. They said that Bangladesh economy, which is now 34th largest economy, will be 20th largest economy by 2037. Bangladesh is projected to be the 23rd largest GDP country projected by PwC in 2050. HSBC told that Bangladesh will be the 9th largest consumer market by 2030. If you look into Bangladesh's rising consumer class, our per capita income is now 2,800 plus something dollar, which is higher than India. But there are people whose per capita income is more than $5,000 in this average, and this number is now 12 million. And Boston Consulting Group says that by 2025, it will be more than 34 million. So we call it middle and affluent class, MAC population. So MAC population growth rate, if you compare Bangladesh, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, India, the growth rate is highest in Bangladesh. So we are coming up with a huge population, almost 34 million population having $5,000 economy by next year, by next 2 years' time. So that is creating a big consumer market. We have another very strong point that our average people's life is possibly very, very $100,000 Bangladeshis left Bangladesh for a better future, and also they are, I read in the newspaper that last 6 months, this is one challenge, that how can we maintain current account deficit. Our forex reserve, somebody is saying that it's now 4 months average import bill if we can have some problem, but balance of payment, it can go further, but I think the directions we need to watch very carefully. It's 25% down by this time. And oil prices also different countries for multilateral organization. And we arranged $13.3 billion. So there's a $5 billion plus gap. In 2030, we're expecting there will be a $8 billion, either Bangladesh, China, Bangladesh, Japan, Bangladesh.